Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's time for the third update of the Rolling 10 Project Pan for 2024. I will not be rolling in any more new products as of this update because, well, we'll get into that at the end of the video, but let's just talk about the products and where we stand with them now. Starting out with Stila Kitten. End of March, I had gotten pink eye and I wasn't able to use my eye makeup as much as I wanted, but anyway. Stila Kitten is in this project. I wanted to hit pan on this, so I did not hit pan on it. Basically because I just didn't get as much use on it as I was going to. Not that I would have gotten pan on it anyway, but I used this 9 times since the last update. And if you want a little swatch, there you are. It's a very pretty champagne shimmery shade. Thankfully, it's something I can use daily. If I find that it is still a little bit too shimmery, I can kind of mute it down with like other shadows kind of a thing, which would kind of defeat the point of using this then, if I'm just going to mute it down. Because the whole point of this shadow, I feel like, is to be more, even though it's not super shimmery, to kind of be more exciting than a normal eyeshadow. So I don't know, that's just what I've been kind of noticing with how I use it. No pan, so this will stay in the project. I brought in MacMan Catcher, which is a limited edition from like a decade ago. Probably even longer than a decade ago, but this thing is old. And yeah, I used this 5 times and I do still like this eyeshadow. Last update, I was debating if I wanted to keep this or not because it is, you know, purpley, but at the same time, it doesn't go on super purpley where I feel like it's not wearable for me. Like, I'm just not that person who likes to wear really bold, obvious colors on my eyes. Like, yes, this does still look purple on, but I still enjoy it and it doesn't like intimidate me to put it on. It's just like a nice alternative to like a brown, a champagne. So I did enjoy using this, but I haven't reached for it past that 5 times. So I don't know, like I'm at that point where like it does look pretty and I still liked it, but I'm also not sure if it's going to be like a keeper in my collection for too much longer. I don't know, we'll see, but for now I do enjoy it. This is Marc Jacobs Tantastic and my goal was to hit pan. I obviously did not hit pan on this, but there is a big dip going in there. I used this 18 times since the last update. This is like a sample or travel size product. We all know in the panning community that sometimes these like deluxe or sample sizes, whatever, they usually have a lot of product going in there. So, but I also wanted to note that I'm not sure if I'm going to be keeping this bronzer because it doesn't turn up on my skin tone really. And sometimes I'm like, oh wow, this is really finely milled. It blends so well, maybe too well. Maybe it's because it doesn't turn up on me at all. So it's like, what's the point? And this is as fair as my skin is going to get. I mean, it was a little bit fairer maybe like in January, but even back then when I would wear this, I didn't really see it on my face that much. And I just thought it was just because the product was so seamless and whatever. But now I'm just deciding that I don't think it has any, it just doesn't turn up on me. And maybe I could use it as like a setting powder, but I don't even know if it's like product I want to use for that. I already have full-size setting powders, so I don't know what to do. I think I'm gonna keep going and try to hit my pan on it, but I'm gonna, you know, kind of experiment with it as like a setting powder on me. I don't know what else to do with it unless I'm just decluttering it. Yeah, this is a nice product. I do believe it is actually finely milled, but I also feel like it doesn't turn up on me as well. So yeah, it didn't hit the goal, but I'm also like having second thoughts about this. Sonia Kashia contour stick. That one, my goal was to finish it and it's finished. I'm so excited. This thing is finally done. I used it 15 more times to complete it. And this is a huge deal because I've had this product for years upon years and it's been in my project pans since probably 2020 or 2021. My gosh. So this is the original packaging and I had since emptied it out into this to get the final bits out because I do still like this product, or liked it, because it was good. I mean, it was the only cream bronzer I had and I felt like it blended really nicely. I thought it went nicely with my skin tone. This was great. I was happily panning it this entire time. So I was not hate panning this at all, despite having had it for all these years and keeping it in projects and then taking it out of projects towards the end there, but then putting it back in. Like, original goal was just to get down to the plastic part where it could no longer turn up, and then I eventually decided to finish off the whole thing. It's out. I am down a bronzer slash contour product. Couldn't be more thrilled. Couldn't be more thrilled. Bobbi Brown Pale Pink. My goal with this blush was to use this 15 times, and I only had 5 more times the last time to get that usage. I was able to use it 5 more times, and I actually used it 5 more times past that. So I went past my goal. And that's how it looks. And I don't know, I think I might end up decluttering this one because as pretty as it is, and it does go on naturally, so it's not like scary when I put it on, I just like wasn't necessarily wowed by it either. Like, it looked nice on, but I have so many blushes right now that this one doesn't really do much for me. It's a very dense type of blush, so not a lot of kick up or anything. Went on okay, but kind of forgettable. It's one of those, like, once I put it away, I don't really remember it or want to reach for it. So this is definitely one that I'm considering decluttering. This might not be hanging around much longer. I have the Morphe Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Java. Goal is to finish this. I don't really want to open it because it is broken in there, but it's still usable. It's just not something I want to, fling around and open up and all that. I used it 10 times since the last update. Probably would have used it more if I was doing more complete eye looks, but again, because I had the pink eye, I really wasn't doing any real eye looks for a while. Still not done yet, and I am drawing lines on a piece of paper to measure it, but it wasn't enough to show, so I did not bother drawing another line. There was nothing to draw, even though I used it 10 times. So this is still the project. I have the Rehomed Makeup Academy lipstick in the shade 205, which my goal is to finish this. I did not finish it, but I did try to make an effort to expand the pan a little bit since the last time, because I have been kind of focusing on the outer part, but visually I kind of want to see some more progress in the center. So I wasn't really sure if there was going to be much progress, but I can definitely see a difference from last month. Used this 7 times since the last update, which isn't really a lot, but yeah, I thought it was more, but 7 times I guess was it. It's not really something I like to wear by itself, so I do mix it with other colors. We're still going to use it though, because I think that there's progress in this, and I do see myself finishing it between now and the end of the year. Hopefully before the end of the year, way before that, but it's still in. The Soap and Glory Sexy Mother Pucker lipstick. This is in the shade Pommy Girl. My goal was to get to 10 uses on this, and I only had 1 more use left to get to 10. I used it 3 more times, so there you go. And we can roll this one out. So yay. It's a pretty color, but it's not something I would wear by itself. I think the last video I was like, oh, I need to wear it more by itself. I don't want to wear it by itself. It's not really my vibe to wear alone. I've accepted this, but it kind of worked with the Makeup Academy 205, like mixing it together a little bit. But yeah, it's just one of those colors. So very pretty. I appreciate having a color like that in my stash, but I don't need like a lot of pink colors like that in my stash. So, all right, moving on to like fragrance. We have Happy Vibes by Bath and Body Works, and this smells like very citrusy, a little bit of sweetness thrown in there, but yeah, very, very citrusy. And my goal is to finish this because I have such little left, and this is where we are now. This is where I was the last update. So I don't know if I pulled this in the last update or the update before that, but that's like a lot of progress for me, because the last amount that you see, the 2 lines, like that's how much I used, I want to say around last summer. And I've become a little bit more liberal with applying it. I've been kind of doubling up a little bit there because I want to genuinely, not just to finish it up, but I genuinely want to spray it on. And I see myself finishing this in a reasonable amount of time. At first I was kind of doubting it, or I just always assumed that I was a slow body spray panner. Maybe for the bigger sizes, but for these little ones, it's totally doable, especially if it's the only fragrance you're using, because this right now, this is it. Like, I'm not layering anything with it. I don't have any of the perfumes out, so there's no excuse for this to not be done soon. We have 1 more product left. That is the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream, and it's a sample size, and one would think I would have blown through this considering it's a sample size, but I only used it 3 times. It came in brand new. You can't even like see how dippy it is. It's a day cream. I mean, I'm sure you could use it at night too, but yeah, I already use products at night that I like and prefer to this. This is just very fragranced, and it doesn't really make sense for me to use this in the morning because I use an SPF that's already thick, so putting this on with the SPF over it feels really redundant, and I think I started breaking out a little bit from it. I don't know if this was why I was breaking out, but I was like, I don't want to chance it and put all these thick products on my face when I was getting a little bit of a breakout. Don't know what to do with this, if I should just declutter it. I know this is a very expensive product, but honestly, if I don't have a use for it, I don't see the point. And I don't want to use it as a hand cream, I don't think, because my hands, like, I don't really use hand cream this time of year too much. Maybe I will use it as a hand cream. Maybe I'll use it on my neck. I don't know. I guess I'm going to roll this out of the project because I just don't want to force myself to use this just to finish it. As of this moment, I don't really have this like strong inclination to like repurpose it for anything. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. So I'm just gonna not talk about it anymore. And if I declutter it, I declutter it. If I decide to finish it, cool. You'll see it in an empties video somewhere and that'll be it. So that's not going to be discussed any further. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this update, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.